today. Oh, I know you can see my camera in front of my face, but I'm going to make my face small here in just a minute. So that way you can see the project a little bit better when I do get started on that. So good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're watching from. I'm Amy with Lily Bean Designs. Welcome to another paint tutorial here on my page. If you are watching from a Facebook group, FYI, StreamYard is the platform that I use to go live. They are going to ask you if they can access, like see your profile, access your profile, something like that. You need to say yes or else I can't see your name. It just is going to tell me you're a Facebook user. I see somebody saying good morning or just says morning and it says Facebook user. So I can't see who you are. So you can either allow StreamYard permission or you can go watch from my Facebook page instead of watching from the group that you're in. I know that's confusing because some of y'all probably don't even know you're in a group. You just see my video when you're scrolling, but that just means that you are watching in a Facebook group. Okay, so we are going to be talking about SVG Clubhouse today, and we're going to be painting the first of 4 bonus files that I have made for y'all for the opening for February. So SVG Clubhouse is my private membership group for laser users. If you have a laser or Glowforge and you're looking for some project inspiration and you are just wanting some really neat, unique files that you can make that not everybody will have because these are only available to members for up to a year, well, for at least 1 year, these files are totally exclusive to our club. And then after a year, it's usually more like a year and a half, they'll get moved over to my Etsy shop, but they are exclusive for a year. So nobody else can have them except for members. Let's see. Good morning. I cannot see your name. I'm sorry. I don't know why Facebook does that. It's just this thing that they have when you go live from a different platform, but I have to use StreamYard because that's the only way y'all can see both screens at the same time. At least that's the only way I figured out to do that. Maybe somebody else can give me a tip on how to do that, but I have been using StreamYard for a while and I love it. Yay, Christy joined as soon as you woke up this morning. Waiting to be accepted into the Facebook group. Okay, so yes, please be patient with us today. I do have an assistant who will check everybody and let you into the Facebook group. So you will be allowed in at some point today. She is checking all of that for me. And I'm so thankful for her for doing that. So I can answer all your questions because I have a lot of questions coming in today. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask during this video. So the way that SVG Clubhouse works is that it is $15 a month, or you can join for the entire year and get 1 month free. And for that price, you get 4 exclusive files every month. And when I say files, I mean complete projects. So you get, like this month is a birthday theme. Okay, so we do lots of different types of files. We do tiered trays, door hangers, shelf sitters, ornaments, banners, just all kinds of things. We, this month, let me show you the 4 projects for this month. Like I said, the theme is Happy Birthday. And where are my pictures? Here they are. Okay, so yesterday we painted this one live. So if you missed this, then scroll back on my page and you will see the video from yesterday. So we made a shaker set yesterday. So you have your little framed set and your little freestanding birthday cake there, and they are filled. We use acetate. Acetate is the clear material. You can use acrylic if you have acrylic or want to use acrylic, but we use clear acetate. And then we fill these with all kinds of little cute doodads. I used sequins yesterday. So these are one of my favorite things to make. So we do shaker sets. So this month we have that one. We also have this Happy Birthday tiered tray set. And for that hat, you'll see the number 6 on there. You get the numbers 0 through 9. So you can put those numbers together and make whatever year you want for to put on the hat, depending on who is having the birthday that month. And let's see, then we're doing the coordinating shelf sitter set. And this works with any little decor shelf that you have, or you can purchase the shelf that I sell the file for in my Etsy shop, and you can make your own shelf. So, and that is the shelf that's pictured right there. It has a drawer in it that you can store all of your sets in. It will hold a lot of sets, y'all. It'll hold at least 4 sets, but it depends on if you use 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch. It'll hold 4 sets at least if you're using 1/4 inch materials for those items. This is our door hanger this month, the Happy Birthday door hanger. I also painted that one live. When did I do that live? Was it last week or the week before? I think it might have been the week before, but the video is also on my Facebook page. So those are our 4 files for this month. Also, as a member, you get 50% off all my files in my Etsy shop every day, no limit. So you can hop over to Etsy anytime. You can get 50% off all the files. That is a member perk. Good morning, Sandra. She says she loves SVG Clubhouse. Thank you so much. We are having a great time over there. It's a great community of crafters. You also have access to our group Facebook, our Facebook group that we have for SVG Clubhouse. You get to join that. You also get marketing photos for all of your monthly projects. So you get marketing photos, both blank and finished, that you can use to advertise the files, or advertise the projects. So you can just throw them out there on your social media, engage interest with your viewers, and not have to completely make every project beforehand. And so those are yours as well. That's a member perk. And we do a live Facebook Live paint party every month. So those are just some of the things that you get as a member. You can also always hop in the Facebook group and ask questions. If you're struggling with your laser, struggling with a project, hop in there and just ask, and feel free. And then I'll jump in, or a lot of times other members will jump in before I even have a chance and answer your question. Everybody is very supportive, no judging, no meanness. It's just a wonderful, supportive group of crafters, and I truly love it. I feel like we just have such a nice little community over there. So we are, like I said, we only open the doors 4 times a year, and we are open right now. So today is day 1. We opened this morning, and we are open through Sunday. But that being said, if you join today, the first day, you get all 4 bonus files. When I say bonus files, I mean not only do you get all of the February projects I just showed you as soon as you join, those are emailed to you. You also get 4 bonus files. And so let me show you those. This is the first bonus file. We're going to be painting this together. So this is the one that if you join, you get all 4. After today, this is the one that goes away. Okay, so every day you wait, a file gets dropped. So the first 4 days, so Tuesday you get 4 files. If you wait till tomorrow, you only get 3. Wait till the next day you get 2. Wait till the next day you get 1. And then after that, you can still join through Sunday, but there are no bonus files left. So today is the day if you want 8 files for the entire month. All right, so let me show you what a sandwich board is. This is a happy birthday sandwich board insert, okay? So let me clarify what that is for y'all. This is our sandwich board, okay? I sell the inserts for these in my Etsy shop. So this stands up, okay? You can see it's like an easel. And how this works is that we have interchangeable, trying to stay in the camera here, interchangeable sets that pop in and out. I'm sorry, I'm jiggling the camera. This is one of the sets. And this is the Let's Get Crafty set. I painted this one live a couple weeks ago. I also have a video on this one, and this one's for sale in my Etsy shop as well. So anyway, this is the Let's Get Crafty insert. So see, it just pops in and out. There is a circle. Okay, so all these pieces are glued together. This circle right here, you can reach your hand up and you can pop out the insert. Okay, and so those are all interchangeable, and really you don't even need to put your hand in there and do it. You can just usually pop it out just by grabbing some of these little things on top. It's hard for me to get it centered in here from this angle. Sorry, y'all, hold on. I gotta be able to see the front. Let's pop it in there. Oh, okay, hold on, y'all. This is a weird angle for me. There it goes. Okay, so see, it pops in and out. And it's not going to fall out. It's just going to sit in there just by itself, just because of the angle it leans. So it's not going to fall out. It's fine sitting in there. Now, here's the deal. So I sell the actual sandwich board file, but I also sell the inserts, okay? And the inserts are all sold separately because there's tons of them. But this is the one that is a bonus file for today. Now, it does not come with the sandwich board, okay? So if you have not already purchased the file for the sandwich board, you will need to go get this in my Etsy shop. But the good thing is that if you're a member, you get it for 50% off. So a lot of y'all already have it that are in my group, but if you have not purchased it, just hop over there, use your 50% off code, and you can grab this file, and then you can get all the inserts that go with it. Because like I said, we have a ton of them, and we are going to be making more. Okay, so let me see. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Charles Sand, thanks for doing this. Love all the new files this month. You are so welcome. So if you are already a member, you get all the bonus files automatically. So those were emailed to you this morning. So if you're in the membership group already and you want to know about these files, just check your email. It's in your inbox. So you get all those bonuses. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all these little pieces off and get started painting this set. As you can see, everything is scored for you to make it easy to place on there. So this is the backer. I've cut all these out of 1/4" material. This file is designed for 1/4" material. So I use birch. Sometimes I've used maple in the past. I just happen to be getting have a good supplier for birch right now. So that is what I'm using. Oh, and let me show you the other bonuses that we're going to be doing. So the other bonuses you get if you join today are this Hello Spring door hanger we're going to be making. And that's, it also comes, it's an 18-inch door hanger, but all our door hangers come in a split design as well. So if you don't have a big laser and you don't have a pass-through door, you can cut the 18-inch backer on your like Glowforge Basic or whatever, because the split line is hidden in one of the shiplap lines. And then there's like a fastener piece that goes on the back. So that enables you to make a full-size door hanger. This is the little macrame card. I'm calling it a macrame card charm. So basically, let me show you some examples of what these look like when they're finished. So these are some that I sell in my Etsy shop. This is the spring set. So we have a Valentine one, a St. Patrick's Day one, and an Easter one. And so as you can see, we attach like macrame string or whatever you want to call it, yarn, to the bottom of that. And it's just like a little charm. You can hang it wherever you like, but I call it a car charm. And so this is the one that we have as a bonus file this week. It's a spring design. So we'll be making that. I'm making all these projects live this week. So come back every day at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'm going to be painting every day for these bonuses. And then we are also doing, this is the 4th bonus file. This is a Flower Market booth set. Okay, so if you're familiar with my files, I have what I call them either booth sets or stand sets. So let me show you an example, because you're probably like, what is that? So this is one put together. This is our snowballs set. And so you can see it's a stand-up like booth and a little mini sandwich board next to it. And so I have lots of different designs of this in my Etsy shop. And the Flower Market one is the bonus file for this week. So all these pieces pop off and are interchangeable. And then this is the set. So it's like, you know, you're going up to a little flower market and buying some flowers. So you get that set. Now that set comes with the booth. So you don't have to buy the booth file separately. Every one of those sets has the booth with it. Okay, so let's go back, get that off the screen, and we can start painting. And like I said, if y'all have any questions, let me know. Connie said she got hers this morning. You are so welcome. All right, I'm gonna make the overhead bigger so y'all can see it. And we're gonna paint. So I like these to look like chalkboards. I've seen people paint them in different colors other than black, but for me, in my mind, I like them to look like a chalkboard. So that's what I'm gonna paint mine. I'm gonna paint the backer black. Some people do white. Some people have done like a stain. Totally up to you. And you're going to be able to still see the score lines on here as long as you score them dark enough. I mean, that will, of course, depend on the settings on your machine, but you guys won't be able to see the score lines probably on the camera, but I can still see them even though I'm painting this black. Because if I look at it in the light, I can see the lines, so I know where to put everything. And these have become another one of my favorite things to paint. I'm a door hanger girl. You know, I love a round door hanger. I love to design those. I love my shakers, but these sandwich boards have been just super fun. And I've got lots of different designs and lots more to come. if you have any ideas for a specific theme, please comment and let me know. I would love some ideas for these. Okay, we'll let this dry, but then I am going to go back over it with a dry brush and a little bit of white paint because I want to make it look like a chalkboard that has been not too perfectly cleaned. Like you've wiped the chalkboard off with the eraser, but you haven't wiped it down with like a wet sponge. Am I dating myself? I think I'm definitely dating myself on that one. We grew up with chalkboards, not dry erase boards in our classrooms, right? Who's with me? I remember my teacher had a chalk holder tool that held 3 pieces of chalk. And actually, I think there was one that held more pieces of chalk than that. How my music people are going to need to chime in and tell me, is it 5 lines that's on a music? I don't even know what to call it anymore. Gosh, I grew up playing piano and clarinet, and I can't even think of the name of what you call the lines that you put music notes on. That's so sad. What is that called? Anyway, our music teacher did the 5, I believe, right? Isn't it 5 lines? And our just regular school teacher did like the 3 because, you know, to do the handwriting, you need like the 3 lines. Because, you know, back then we learned cursive, right? So we had to have our lines to draw on. But I remember just being mesmerized when she got that tool out. Okay, so the color scheme that we're using is, we are going to be doing Carousel. Whoops, let me go on the overhead camera here. Carousel Pink by Deco Art and Purple Cow. All these are Deco Art. Deco Art Americana, Bright Yellow, and Seabreeze. Oh, and I forgot to mention, y'all, in addition to all of the other things that I said that you get as a member, you get a supply list every month for the 4 projects. And the paint colors that I use in the pictures are on there, as well as clickable links to anything else that we have used. So if I'm using paint pens or, you know, the paint brushes that I use, if we're using wood beads, ribbon, wire, whatever we're using in the projects, the links to all the supplies are on that supply list. So that's another thing that you get as a member. I love all these bright colors. Y'all know I like some bright colors. Y'all excuse the noise outside. I don't know if that's a 4-wheeler or a weed whacker. I can't identify. I'm not sure. Something is making noise outside. I think it's a weed whacker. And this is the Seabreeze color that I think is so pretty. So what is the temperature where everybody is today? Comment and tell me if you're freezing or if you're nice and warm today. It is supposed to be 77 degrees today here in South Louisiana, and I am here for it. I am so loving this weather. Because since I'm from Virginia, 77 degrees in February is fabulous. So we're going to go spend some time outside in a little bit and enjoy that. Charles Leanne, you said 70, but hanging in the basement in our workshop where it's a little cooler than that. You're south of Atlanta. My dad is outside of Atlanta. He is in Lilburn. Atlanta is busy, busy. I never like driving through Atlanta when we are going back and forth between here and Virginia. Oh, I should have done some white, y'all, underneath my yellow. I forgot. It makes my yellow pop. I might have to still add it. I might have to go back and put white and then yellow again. We'll see. Get some white paint. 62 in Arkansas. Peachtree City, agree on Atlanta. Yes, definitely. I tell my husband I'm not driving through Atlanta and I'm not driving through Charlotte. I will help you drive anywhere else, but those two are out, especially Atlanta. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover up my yellow with white because I meant to do white first because I think it makes the yellow go on much better and makes it a nice bright color. So we're not leaving that way. We're just doing that temporarily there. It's supposed to be 80 in SoCal. Oh my gosh. 80 is awesome. Y'all have the best weather, that's for sure. You get the award over there. I've never been. I've been to California, but only Northern California where my uncle lives. And that was a very, very long time ago. I was little. I was like 10. You know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this, y'all. I have my white Posca pen right here. I'm making a mess with my white already, getting on the sides. Oh, you know what? I guess the bottom of the balloons was supposed to be the same color as the balloon. Maybe I'll go back over that. It probably doesn't matter, but okay. And then we will do these little, like, I don't know what to call them, like where the light hits the balloons. And I'm going to go back over like, some of this with a second coat, but we're going to let this dry first. Okay, let's do our piece at the bottom. So we have some layers here, y'all, as you can see, because some of these I want to be kind of a 3D effect. So let's see. Let's start with our birthday hat. All right, so this is going to go here. All right. So I only need to kind of stay right there. I'm just talking to myself through this painting. I think I actually had my score turned up a little higher than I needed to on this one, but that's all right. It kind of cut through on the very edge there a little bit. Sorry, y'all know I get quiet when I'm doing like detailed painting. Oh, what would I give for 70 degrees in February? Ooh, 43 in Nebraska. Yeah, I think it is anybody from Virginia? I haven't checked what it is in Virginia where I'm from today, but I want to say it is not warm. Nope, I do not think it's warm there today. And this is our, what color did I say this was? Carousel pink. Whoops. I got outside the lines, y'all. That's okay. We'll fix it. And we'll add some highlights, and that'll take away from any boo-boos here. That's what highlights are good for, right? Drawing the eye away from boo-boos. Okay, so let's see, what color do we want to do? I think we'll do purple and yellow on our little present. Ooh, 36. No, thank you, Pennsylvania. Y'all keep your 36. I do love some snow, but not a lot of snow. I love one good snow. And we were getting every year in Virginia, we were getting about one good snow every year. But I don't think they've really they had like a dusting recently, but they haven't had a good snow. They didn't have one in January, which a lot of times if we get one, we're getting one in January up there. Because I feel like whenever the kids were off for the holidays, they would go back in January and then immediately be off again for snow. That happened a lot. We haven't had a decent snow. It's going to be this cold. It should be snowing. I agree 100%. Yep. There's no need for that cold unless it's going to snow and be pretty. But see, you know, you're from Pennsylvania. I'm from Virginia. You don't want me driving in the snow. You want me to stay in my house. Our Michigan friends used to always tell us that. Y'all just stay home. Don't be trying. Well, you know, they didn't say y'all, but they would. I think they actually did start saying y'all once they had been down in Virginia for a while. But they were like, we'll come get you if you need to go somewhere. Don't be driving. Because they knew. They were like, you guys cannot drive in the snow. And I mean, they are correct, at least for me. All right, I think actually I might do that purple. Where is my purple Posca pen? Why is it not sticking up here for me to see? Oh, here it is. Is that it? Yep. I think this purple pen, oh no, that's the dark one. Where's the light one? There it is. I think this one matches. Didn't I say yesterday this matches this color pretty good? It does. Yeah, that matches pretty good with that purple. Oh, wait. See, I did it again, y'all. I told you I was going to do it. This goes on top of here, so you didn't need to paint that. Should I do a different color? You know what? I'm going to do a different color. I changed my mind. I'm going to do this sea breeze. I call it sea breeze, but that's not what Posca calls it. Posca calls it pea green. And I'm telling you, it is not green. It matches the sea breeze. It is definitely aqua. Okay, that's gonna go on there. We're not leaving this white, we're doing it yellow, but like I said, I want that coat of white underneath that yellow. All right, I'm gonna come back here and add a little bit more paint to these pieces I already did. You have quite a few there that should just stay home. That's funny. Yes, I don't need to be going out in the snow. Nobody needs that. Even with my vehicle that I had when I was up there that had four-wheel drive, I still had no business. And that was fine with me, honestly, because I'm a homebody and I would rather just stay home anyway. I'm good. So I will order Instacart. I will order me some groceries. Every once in a while, I like to go and shop in the grocery store, but honestly, I started doing grocery delivery before it was big, like before COVID. And the reason I started is because there was one year when I was sick at Christmas time, and y'all know how busy Christmas time is. And Instacart had only been out for a short while. I'm gonna still need to do a second coat on this yellow because yellow is just like that. I'm not a fan, but I do want yellow on this project. So I started using Instacart when I was sick one year, and I just really was overwhelmed and needing to get things done. And it had like a free trial period and all this stuff, and like I think like a $10 credit or whatever. So I started doing it, and it changed my life. It was just the best thing ever. So, and honestly, I feel like even though it does cost a little bit more, and then you have the tip, I feel like, all right, I'm gonna let that dry before I go back and do more. I feel like I'm not impulse buying, so it's a wash for me. I do a lot of impulse buying at the store. Are y'all like that? I don't stick to my list. I have a list. I don't stick to it. I'm bad. Okay, cake. All right, let me think. I think we're gonna do a pink cake. I love some pink. And then it doesn't matter we're gonna put the little, scalloped things there. So it really doesn't matter if you get paint on those, but they're not taking up a lot of room. So I'm just kind of going straight over them because it's easier to do that. And that's going to go there. So, okay. Basically, I'm just going to go straight down. It doesn't really matter where I end that. Just like that is fine. And then I think for my little thingamabobs, my little decorations here, I'm just going to do white because sometimes a little white on a project pops. It looks good. Oh, I think I have some. I got a little bit of blue in my white. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now I've got scalloped lines on these candles, and yes, I could, well, you know what? I was going to say I could use my fine point markers. I don't like my fine point Posca pens. I'm just going to throw that out there. Some of them are okay, but not all of them. Here, let me just grab this entire thing. Let me get my little caddy here. I have my little caddy of pens. But I feel like I am missing some because I have a fine point of that aqua color and I don't see it. I don't know where that has disappeared to. All right. Let me see. We're going to try to make these little thin markers that I have work. All right. So these are, wait a minute, here's a purple one. These are, what is the brand called? Hold on, and I'll tell y'all. Neotop. Yeah, these are Neotop. They're fine point, like super fine point. It says extra fine point paint markers, and they are really good. I like them. Yeah, once you go delivery, you don't go back. I know. It really is awesome. And I do Walmart grocery delivery sometimes too, down here. Okay, that's too dark. That's too dark of a purple. I don't like that. It's hard to tell because see the cap is light, but that is not what color it is. It is a darker purple in there. All right, so we're not doing that one. Let's try the pink one. I'm trying to use these thin, like fine tip ones, but this may not work out for me. We may not be able to do this. I don't think this one's going to be inky enough, and it's too light as well. Hold on. Some of these I got to get going again because it's been a while since I used them. They're called Neotop, Niutop. Yeah. You can get them on Amazon. You can get everything on Amazon. Y'all know. Y'all know me on Amazon. All right. I was going to try to use these because I feel like they'd be easy on these little teeny lines. Let's see. I'm skipping 2. Skip 2, 1, 2. There we go. But yeah, they're scored on there for you. So I'm just trying to stay within those little score lines. 1, 2. Ooh, that's not a good noise. That's a scratchy noise. But the pink one is a good pink, the darker pink color. Okay. So that one's working. Let me try the yellow. Y'all forgive me for a minute. I don't think I've ever used this yellow one. Let me try to get the ink flowing out of it. There we go. Once they get going, they're good. And they're nice and inky. Like they're not super, I shouldn't say they're inky. They are, but it's more that the colors are very vivid for a fine, like an extra fine tip marker. I'm going to do all my candles, all my little flames in yellow. And you can stay in the lines, you know, because it's such a fine tip. Let's try this blue and see what color this turns out to be, this aqua color. Oh yeah, that works. That actually is perfect. And I'll show y'all up close here in just a minute. All right, and then this should work because I've used this white one before, and the white one was pretty inky. So I think this is going to work too. Yeah. I'll hold it up close so y'all can see. Although I am smearing a little bit. Hold on. My aqua was a little juicy, so let me get that off of there. Let me make it look better before I show y'all up close what I did here. Okay, and I am going to go back over that. So let me go back over it with the second coat before I hold it up and let y'all see my picture, because it's going to look better. I promise you. Where's my top? Here it is. Let me get it all second coated. I tell you, yellow is just kind of trifling. All right, I think that finally looks good. Maybe could use one more coat, honestly. Tell me if you have a good yellow, like a good thick, bright yellow that you like. Comment and tell me about it. Inquiring minds want to know. There's like a little tiny gnat in here, y'all. I don't know if you can see him. He's really tiny, but he's getting on my nerves. This is the little poof on the top of the birthday hat. Okay. And then we're going to do our balloons. So let me see what color. I think we need a purple and an aqua, which fortunately are my two favorite colors because they are so thick. Thick and good coverage. All right, let's do the big one in our aqua. Okay, so has anybody watched the new episodes of 1923 that came out on February 5th? We have not watched them yet, but I'm looking forward to it because I was sucked into that show. I thought they did a great job with that. I have loved all of the Yellowstone series. So can't wait for more of those episodes. And then, is anyone watching The Crown, the new season of The Crown? I also started watching that when I was home visiting my mom, and it's been excellent. So I'm really enjoying it. All right, let's see. So now we're going to go back and do some second coats on some things. This white needs to be touched up. There. And let's see. Kelly says, yes. Are you watching 1923, Kelly? So good. 1883 was fantastic too. Is anybody watching anything else good that you want to share? We always talk about our shows on here. I'm trying to think if I started watching anything else. I did watch an episode of You People, and that was pretty funny. Not my typical genre, but it was funny. Funny and yet so awkward that I couldn't even hardly watch. Let's see, let's do some more. There, I think those are good. I think this white needs touching up. Oops, no, we need a smaller brush than that. Your Honor. Oh, I haven't heard of Your Honor. Do tell. What is that about? I'll have to check that out. What's everybody's all-time favorite show? I would have to say probably for me, as far as like a series goes, Lost. I don't know what it is about that show. I just really loved Lost. I thought that was a great show. Okie dokie. Let's do another coat of pink on this part. Heartland. Okay, I have not watched Heartland. Oh, Friends. Who doesn't love Friends, right? So good. Yeah, Friends would be up there for me as well. Gilmore Girls. Do we have any Gilmore Girls fans? Of course, I actually watched Gilmore Girls like fairly recently. Like I watched Gilmore Girls probably, when I say fairly recently, I just mean I didn't watch it when it was actually like on. I probably watched it 4 years ago and I loved it. How about Virgin River? So I like Virgin River, but I feel like it drags. And I mean, I'm binge watching it and I say that. Does anybody else feel like that about Virgin River? Like longest pregnancy ever? I think that seems to be a pretty common feeling about that show because I followed the Facebook group for it, and a lot of people were saying that. Is Charmaine still pregnant? Okay, now let me touch up these little. Oh yeah, The West Wing. So I actually did not watch every episode of The West Wing. It was one of those shows that my husband watched, and it would be on, and I would just kind of, you know, be in the room doing my thing on my computer or whatever. But I honestly kind of wished I had gone back and just watched the entire thing. I mean, I still could, but yeah, that looked really good. Oh shoot, I just got a big old blob of white paint, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I'm messing things up. I should have left well enough alone. It looked pretty good and I messed with it. Sometimes you just mess with it too much, right? Army Wives. I don't think I ever watched Army Wives. I watched The Unit with my husband. That was good. Okay, I think those are pretty good. I kind of want this little stripe here to be brighter though. Dare I mess with this anymore? Okay. Okay, I think that is pretty good. These balloons are going to need some highlighting. Everything's going to need some highlighting. It's okay. I like highlighting. It's fun. Oh, steel magnolias. You mean sweet? Yeah, I'm sorry. I read your thing wrong. Sweet magnolias. I know what you're talking about. I watched that. That was so cute too. Okay, I think I'm going to put all these pieces on and then I'm going to do my highlights. I feel like that just is going to work better for me. Oh, and did y'all see that I did it again with the little bow on top of the present? I can't help myself painting it. See, it's a separate piece, and yet I painted it purple, and I did it twice. And this color, then I put the aqua color on this one. That's because I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. It always happens. There we go. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. I'm gluing my fingers together, y'all. When will I learn? To be neater with my glue. Okay, is that all the pieces? I think that's all the pieces on that one. And we will do a little bit of highlighting. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little bit of black paint and just kind of go back and just do a little light swooping here and there. And then I'm going to go back also with some white over top of that. And I'll do little dots here and there. Okay, let me get some white on my brush. Oh, Kelly, you like Virgin River? I missed your comment. Yes, Virgin River. I can't not love it. I love it, but it's just like, okay, come on, let's move it along here. You know what I mean? Are you like that with it? Very lightly, just kind of doing a few little things here, y'all. Okay. I think I'm going to leave well enough alone on that. Let me hold it up so y'all can see it up close. So it's hard to see those little lines on the candles, but they are there. So you have like different colors. But if you want to just omit those and just paint it all like one color, you can certainly do that. All right, so there's that. And then we'll do a few highlights on here. Then we need to just paint our, let's see, let's do black first. Our, I can't talk and paint, y'all. Our letters, our words, our happy birthday words. All-time favorite is Friends. Love Friends. Yeah, I was very disappointed when they took Friends off of Netflix. So sad. Okay, so just like some little accents on there just to give it some interest. And I think actually for these balloons, I'm gonna just do a little bit up here of black next to the white. I don't want too much. And then we'll go back with the white and just kind of brighten that back up. Oops. And if you don't like your highlights, if you're not comfortable doing highlights, sometimes I don't like mine and I just paint over it and do it again. That's the beauty of it, y'all. It's paint. Because highlights can be intimidating. I mess them up all the time still. Sometimes I'm much happier with them than I am other times. It just really depends. Okay, so for these letters, we are going to, I think we're going to ombre a little bit on these letters. Let me take my chalkboard and I'm going to take a dry brush and some white paint. And I'm going to get most of the white paint off of my brush. If I had a chip brush, I would use that. I still have not managed to get myself some chip brushes. I think I took them home. I think that's what happened is I took them home over Christmas break instead of just leaving them here and getting more back home. And now I have none here. Okay, so we're just going to kind of do this. To make it look chalkboardy, okay? So just like that, make it look a little bit messy. If you are not happy with your chalkboard, if you did too much, you can go back. I just put a little bit of black on here, and I'm gonna go back and just kind of, I think that's actually adding more white because there's still white on there. But you get my drift. You can kind of go back and forth with it. If you get too much of one, just do it again. I just want it to look like a dirty chalkboard. So just like that, okay? All right, so we'll let that dry. And let's do our ombre. So I'm gonna grab a sponge stick and I'm gonna start with white. The top of these letters. For the word happy. Okay, and I'm not even rinsing my sponge stick out, and I'm getting some of the sea breeze on there. And then I'm going on the bottom. There's no real right or wrong way to do this. You just sort of play with it. It's definitely not something you know, stress over and like work too hard at. And then I don't want this brush real wet. I want it kind of dry. And I'm going to just kind of go over the middle a little bit, just kind of blending, very lightly blending the two. Just kind of swooping over them like that. Okay, so there's our ombre happy. And you'll see it better when I put it on the chalkboard. It'll stand out more. Okay, same thing with the birthday. And let's see, we'll do white at the top. Need a little bit more white paint. Yeah, chip brushes. Everybody needs to have those. I agree. I'm trying to use up the rest of this white. I need to turn it over. Turn it upside down. That's what I need to do. Okay, and then without getting my brush wet or my sponge stick wet, I have to turn them this way, y'all. I don't know why I have to do that, but I just have to turn them this way when I'm doing this. I'm taking the pink and just kind of blending. Because I'm right-handed, I just have to kind of turn them this way and just go side to side. Okay, I think actually, I don't even know if I'll have to go back over these again with the white. I think that's good. Yep. And these are little, like, I call them all doodads. Y'all know that. These are just like little sparkle things, little doodads, little sparkles. I'm just going to do them in white. They just give it an extra little something, something. Okay, I think that's it, y'all. Everything's painted. We just have to glue it all together. All right, so make sure that you glue things on your score lines so that they're in the right spot, because if they're not, then they may hit the little side pieces on your sandwich board. I'll show you what I mean when I put it all together. So I'm looking, I know y'all can't see my score lines. I can see my score lines because I'm kind of looking in the light, and I'm just putting my glue on here where I see my score lines. Okay, so, and I'm going to actually have to turn this way so I can see it. See where it goes. Let me see if that's right. I have to kind of hold it in the light. Okay, yep, that looks right. Okay. And yes, these pieces are going to hang off of here, because once you get it on your backer on your sandwich board, then it's going to work. It's hard for me to see without like turning on a brighter light in here and putting it in the window. It's kind of hard for me to see. So that's going to hang off there just like that. That's how it's supposed to be. And then let me turn this around here so I can see what I'm doing. Whoops, there goes my white paint I'm trying to turn upside down. Is the stand part of the bonus file or just the birthday board? No, it is not part of the bonus file. You will need the stand file as well. It's in my Etsy shop, and if you are a member, you get all my files for 50% off. So you can use your club discount. Because it's really not fair if I give the stand away, because a lot of my members bought it. It's not, this is its own file because I sell the interchangeable pieces separately. So yeah, but you can, like I said, you can use your discount to get it for half off. So you get it for cheap. Okay, there's that. Some flipping pieces over here. I'm gonna put a little bit more white paint on those. Okay. Let's do 3 at a time here. All right. I was getting my D and my B mixed up, y'all. I know I'm going to look at this afterwards and it's not going to be in the right place because I can't see it without being right over top of it and blocking y'all. But I think it's close enough. And what I like about these letters is that they're really whimsical. So if you accidentally get a letter a little bit crooked, it's not going to be noticeable. Okay, now these little doodads. Hello, Sheila. How are you? Okay. Let me do a little bit of a touch up on this white. Okay, and the smaller, this one's a little bit smaller. This little sparkle up here is the smaller of the 3. So we'll put that one up there. And let me see which way this goes before I commit with glue. Like that. And yep, like that. Okay. So there is our piece all put together. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, well, thank you so much, Sheila. The weather here, oh, I bet it is cold in Colorado. You're going to Cozumel. That's going to be awesome. I'm jealous. Okay, So this is our, oh, you know what? Hold on. You can't see that. You cannot see that. Let me do this again. Okay, there we go. All right. So now this is still wet. I don't want to mess with it too much. That glue dries very fast. However, I'm still a little nervous about picking that, but we're going to try it and see if it works. All right, here's our sandwich board. And this, I'm going to have to turn it around just for a second, y'all. This piece, ooh, sorry, I'm making a horrible noise. Just pops in there, just like that. See? And I'm not even holding it in. It's going to stay in there by itself. It's not, I promise you, it's not going to go like tumbling out. You don't need to worry about it because people are like, but I'm not going to glue it in, right? No, don't glue it in because then you can't pop the inserts out, okay? Glue everything else together. Okay, whoopsie, there it goes because it's not glued, don't fall apart. Glue all this together, okay? All of this gets glued. But don't glue the insert in there because then you won't be able to use any of the other inserts. So yeah, pops right in there. See? I love it. So fun. All right, so that, like I said, this file is only free if you join today or if you're already a member. So if you are on the fence about joining, make the call, join today. You will get all 4 bonus files. They are super cute. We're gonna be painting the second bonus file tomorrow. Gosh, which one did I say was the second bonus file? If you hang on 1 second, I can tell you. I have to look at, oh, that's not going to tell me. Hold on. I'm going to look at some pictures here. Why is that picture not there that I need? Shoot. Okay, I can probably tell by this picture. Hold on, let me look at this picture. I'm using something on my desktop, y'all. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the door hanger. Yeah, the door hanger is the one tomorrow. So the one I'm going to be painting tomorrow, I believe, is this one, Hello Spring Door Hanger. So we're going to paint that live tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time here on my page or in the groups. But if you watch from my page, then I can see who you are better. It just works better. So yeah. Let me make sure. I think I missed a couple of comments. Oh, thank you so much, Sheila. You're so sweet. It is fun to be part of the group. It really is. We have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun designs in there. There's also some free files when you join. There's like a couple of things that I've given people over the time we've been open. There's an easel file in there if you're looking for some different size easels or props for your like shelf sitters and things. There's an easel file. Go under the feature tab in the Facebook group and you will see it. You can download that, and that works with a lot of tiered tray files and shelf sitters and stuff like that. Do you have to put in a code to get the extra discount on your other files if you are a member? Okay, Christy, do you mean my Etsy shop files? So when you join, you will get an email that says, welcome to the club, and it's got all your files in it, and it also has your discount code for the month of February. Okay, that is the discount code you can use on my Etsy files. So when you check out on Etsy, you enter that code at checkout. The file changes every month. So every month in the group, when you get your monthly files, you will get another code that works for the next month. So the code in your, like if you're already a member, then you know the code came in your monthly February email. But if you're just joining, then it's going to come in your welcome email with all your files. The bonus files are in your welcome email along with all the other files, the supply list, everything is in that welcome email, okay? If you don't see your welcome email, check your spam folder. Not a lot of my emails go to spam, but every once in a while it will end up in your spam folder. So check your spam folder and make sure you're checking the right email address, okay? Because if you join under, if you go through PayPal, then unless you change it, it's going to automatically go to the email that's on your PayPal. Okay, does that make sense? So some people are checking the wrong email and saying they didn't get it, but it's just in that other email. And you can always change that after the fact, but you do need to check that email that is associated with your payment method. Okay, now if you're talking about the files in the club, she may be asking about the old files in the club. Let me move this out of my way here. So if you're a member, once you get into the membership portal, by the way, we have a membership portal where your files are. So when you get in there, you will see the old files that were, given to members before you joined. If you want to purchase those older files, you have that opportunity as a group member. So those are only available for purchase if you're a member. So yeah. Okay. If you have any other questions, please feel free to comment, and I'll go back later on today and check, and I'll post a picture of this little guy on my page for y'all to see. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. I will talk to you later, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Thank you.